How you doing, YouTube family? I've been out for a week due to some family emergency that I had to attend to, but I'm back now, and I have there's some few questions that I was asked by some people about men, why men do the things they do. I will do my best to answer all those questions and address everything that I need to address within those questions. So here we go. All right, this next question is very interesting. It says, my husband and I have been in the military for 10 years. When I was deployed, he's at home. And when I'm at home, he's deployed. It has been like that for 10 years. I love him and I know he loves me. But lately, it's like we don't know each other. He had no idea I was almost done with my master's degree. And I just learned he is fluent in French. And I lost a lot of weight, and he's shocked by the lingerie I wear. He gained weight in the gym. Sex is weird sometimes, and we don't have anything to talk about. When we talk, it's dry. I feel like we are no longer what we used to be. So, that is a very interesting question. The number one thing about this question, I love him and I know he loves me. Yes, you might love him and you know he loves you. You guys been together for 10 years. Yeah, he's gonna love you and you're gonna love him. That's love you have for one another, and that's to make sure you guys are good. That's love. But are you in love with him? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Or is he in love with you? Love is love. You can love someone all day, but if you have to question yourself if you're still in love with this man, or if he has to question himself if he's still in love with you, you guys are not in love with one another due to a breakdown in communication. With being in the military and being married, and if two couples are in the military and married, that's one of the toughest marriage anyone could be in. And that also requires both of you to work on that, to work at it. Marriage is not easy. Marriage takes hard work. It's like getting the career that you want, working hard at the career that you want, and eventually get it. Marriage is hard work. It's not easy work. Some people think it's just about sex and this and that. No, it takes more than that. It's hard work. So, and it requires a great deal of good communication. Within that 10 years, have you guys been communicating throughout when you are deployed or when he's deployed? Do you guys communicate all the time? Do you guys talk all the time? That requires that, because remember, if you guys are deployed all the time, he comes home, you're gone, or you come home, he's gone. Are you guys staying in that communication? Are you guys holding that communication all the time? Are you guys calling each other, asking each other about your day, what's going on, what you plan on doing, what have you been doing, and this and that? Is there anything I need to know? That requires a lot. You have to stay communicating. You have to stay talking. You cannot just stop talking, because remember, out of sight, out of mind. Especially without no communication. You're out of sight and he's out of sight. Then there's somebody else that he's gonna try to talk to, and I'm not saying you're doing the same thing. You might be talking to somebody else too, and you might have built a connection with somebody else, and he might have built a connection with someone else too. So now anything that he's going through, he's pouring out to that other person and building something else with that other person. And when he comes home, he feels that he doesn't need to talk to you about it, because he doesn't feel the same way, because you guys have had that break in communication. You guys got to sit down and talk. Whether it's sitting down and talk, whether it's talking on the phone, have a real conversation within one another. 10 years is a long time. I'm not saying get a divorce. No, 10 years is a long time. Work at it. Honesty is very good. Talk. Whether if you guys need a mediator, go to counseling. And work, if you want to work the marriage out, work the marriage out. If you feel like it's not worth working no more, you want to move on, you guys discuss that and move on. But marriage is not easy. Don't be out of sight, out of mind. Regardless if you're out of sight, don't be out of mind, because you have to still talk to him. And he has to talk to you, and call one another all the time. I understand you guys are working in the military, deployed, working during the day. Call him if you're deploying in the daytime when you wake up, or he calls you when you wake up. You guys stay in communication. Call when he get off work, or when you get off work. You guys call one another and talk to each other. The more, when you start building that communication back up, that trust start coming back, you start getting to know one another, you start falling back in love with one another, because you're getting to know that person again. And it can be a good thing also. It's not always a bad thing. Just stay in communication with one another. That's very, very important. Don't lose that communication, because when the moment you lose that communication, all bets are off. The moment you lose it, all bets are off. You're leaving room for another person to come in there and start giving him that attention that he wants and need, and he's also leaving room for another man to come in there and giving you that attention that you want and also need. So both of you need to have a conversation and decide what you guys want to do, whether they want to stay in a marriage or not. You guys need to have that communication. You guys need to have that discussion. And it's also a good thing to also go to counseling and have a mediator, because sometimes when two couples are talking, they don't really hear one another, because one couple might say something that other couple don't like, then it starts an argument. So it's also good to have a mediator that you guys go see, so you guys can have a better conversation and better understanding with one another about what you guys want to do. So again, that's a great question. You guys just need to have that talk. It's very important. Okay, this next question, I'm gonna do my best to answer it as far as my opinion goes. So again, this is just my opinion. We are a lesbian couple who are both in school for criminal justice. Tired of the discrimination of gays, we ended up at a local church who preached a sermon on how my relationship with my wife is wrong. Upset one Sunday, I voiced out in the congregation saying, well, half of the people in this room sin, smokes, drinks, prostitutes, are liars, adulterers, and gamblers. How is my relationship with the same sex more of a sin than yours? I was asked to leave the church. Do you think religion is based on facts, politics, or greed? What's your view? Okay, first off, do you think religion is based on facts, politics, or greed? None of the above. It's not based on anything. Religion to me pretty much is within yourself, and whatever you feel, whatever you believe in, that's how religion stems from. Then it brings the same people that believes in the same thing you believe. It brings a bunch of people together and create that religion that everyone believes in the same thing. There's nothing wrong with anyone being gay. It's just like slavery days, how black people would discriminate against. They did all type of things to us just because we were black. The same thing is being done, but not in the same way and not in the same brutal way as it is now, as back then, as they discriminating against gay people right now. It's not right to discriminate against gay people. That's their choice. Let them be. Just like us, just like heterosexual people, they do what they do, or they do other things that is wrong. Being gay, there's nothing wrong with being gay. That's their sexual choice, sexual orientation. That's their choice. And I don't believe a church should go against that at all. It's just, to me personally, Bible is a book that can never be proven wrong first off, because it's a whole group of people. That's my opinion. It's a whole group of people that wrote the Bible. I'm not saying everything about the Bible is wrong. There's a couple of things I don't disagree with the Bible. No, there's a couple of things I disagree with the Bible. I'm sorry. There's a couple of things I disagree with the Bible. First off, with this gay stuff, I disagree with that very much. There's nothing wrong with being gay. If they say God loves everybody and everyone is created by God's image, God loves everybody regardless of your sexual orientation. There's nothing wrong with that. So, with this question, with the person that asked this question, I'll say just find a different church to go to. Because you can try it. It'll be hard to change anyone's opinion as far as gay goes. It takes time. Just like slavery days. It took years and years, and there are still racist people out there that are racist against black people. Just like, regardless of how long it takes, and people have really calmed down about the gay discrimination thing, but it's still gonna take a lot of work from people that haven't had that understanding yet. Because you have to understand, a lot of older people believe in what they believe, and it's hard for an older person to stray away from what they believe in, because they're so used to they're so in their own ways that they don't want to believe nothing else. So it's good that you voiced your opinion, but I'm sorry to say, when you voice that, they really just looked at you as an angry person. And you just proved them right. The best thing you do is just go to find a different church that accept everyone, regardless of your sexual orientation. Which there are churches like that accept everyone regardless of sexual orientation. And it's a good thing to just start. The more people talk about those type of things and views and stuff, the more people will try to more understanding about it. But it's hard for an older person, a lot of people in church, a lot of those older people in church, that it's hard for them to stray away from what they believe in. They believe hard in what they believe in. Yeah, so the Bible, religion has nothing to do with gay at all. There's no politics that has anything to do with it. And religion is within yourself. So as long as you believe in yourself and believe what you're doing, that's all that matters. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with your relationship. Enjoy your relationship. Be happy. That's all that matters. It's just you, what you think. Don't worry about what no other people think. The more you worry about what other people think, the more problems you're gonna have within your relationship. Don't worry about what other people think. That's you guys. What about your happiness? You guys' happiness, and take care of one another. As the time goes, as the years goes, people will start looking at things differently. So just relax, just take it easy. I know it's hard, it's not easy. And I know sometimes you want to voice things out. There's a way to voice things out. Maybe it's good to make a group, create a group that you guys meet up every day. Invite everyone, not just for a particular sexual orientation. Have everyone come. Make a group that says, if you want to understand this, you want to understand that about sexual orientation or something like that. Have everyone come, so everybody's mind can start being opened up to different things and the understanding of different people. So I would tell you, don't stress about it so much. There are gonna be people out there that don't understand, they're ignorant of things, don't understand about different sexual orientation. Don't let it get to you. Just move on to a different church, go to a different gathering or whatever it is. Go. Just don't even. You can try to talk to them and try to come at them in a tactful manner. Don't get mad, don't yell. Just tactfully. And if they don't want to understand, just let it be. They will understand sometime, someday. It might not be today, it might not be a year from now. They will understand someday. So just give it time. You can never force something into someone to understand what you want them to understand. So give it time.